Greetings and welcome to misscogs.
Now this isn't your average playlist video or offering of songs, but I'm going to be going deep into analysis on about less than 15 but more than 10 songs. So first on the list, songs that only exist on YouTube. Now, as you're watching this video, you may think, is this the same music video narrative that Gwen Stefani used circa 2003? Potentially, but if anything, UA did it better. This next one is that song your distant uncle would play on repeat in his station wagon. Now, the one thing that you know about this distant uncle is that he has to control the music at all times because he barely has any control anywhere else in his life. And little did you know, this song had such a huge notoriety, but little did you know, you just listened to it, nodded off, not paying attention, till 10 years down the line you realize this song was the gateway into your passion for music. The Misscog solo of the week goes to Shrimp Boat. This song starts off with one of the most beautiful saxophone solos that only leads into the twangiest of twang guitar. As you go on listening, you can't help but wonder, where is this band from? You think potentially some rural town you've never heard of in Louisiana, but then another part of you is asking, oh, maybe they're just some urban farmers in some Bushwick commune. Either way, I have the answer. Apparently they're from Chicago in the 80s. So I guess that kind of sums it up. This next category is songs where the words are not necessary. So as you listen to this one, you start to wonder, does the guitarist actually know or have a clue how to play guitar? Or is it just the producer who took the guitarist's one take and split it up to fit the beats of the song that they already had? But by the time you try to decipher what it is, the song's already over. This next one is songs that you're too embarrassed to Shazam. The only way to truly consume this one is by watching Eat, Pray, Love. That is the only way you can really listen to the song. Don't try typing it into some search engine or Google or anything. It's not worth it. The way you have to see it is Julia Roberts and James Franco locking eyes in the most off-putting way possible. This one is that song your friend keeps hounding you to listen to, but you know you never will. Now this is a pick that you've been led to deny for so many months because Fantano and others don't approve. But let me just tell you, as you listen to this song, you can't help but get lost. You don't even realize how many times Hannah Diamond sang the same exact verse. Potentially 20, 30, 40 times. I'm not counting. And who cares what everyone else thinks, you know? You can't be bogged down by the fact other people don't have the same music taste as you. This song brings so many different elements of life together in a way that's beautiful, raw. You can't find it anywhere else. Now this one is a song from that band you never really remember the name of until you're reminded of their notoriety on the forums of Discogs or Rate Your Music. And as you're listening to the broken guitars and almost sounds of tornadoes somewhere in Kansas, you realize that this is really what all those Fantanos rave about? I mean, don't get me wrong, 5 minutes into the song I'm thinking, okay, I'm a third way through the song, I'll give it a chance. There must be something good about it. Then you're led to 7 minutes into the song, and you're thinking, okay, there's not as much spoken word, so maybe there's something else going on. But then the end of the 7 minutes, you just hear a slit of silence and you assume the song is going to be over. But it's not. The song starts to pick up, and I would say maybe the last couple of minutes of the song are really what deserve that praise, with the guitar and almost feeling of accomplishment. The fact that you listen to a 15-minute song, who knows if you'll ever play it again, but it doesn't matter because you don't even remember their name anyways. And now we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsor.
Welcome to Traffic Jam, where we're listening to what you're listening to. In this segment of Traffic Jam, I will reward one special lucky car blasting their tunes. Traffic Jam of the Week.
You win!
Congratulations, you just won Traffic Jam of the Week. What are you listening to?
Don't be bugging here, make you get your chain up. This shit too deep, no, I can never get my
Traffic Jam.
This next one is a song that long existed before your ears could recognize and appreciate the syncopation of instruments and beats. Now, I couldn't narrow this one down to one song, so I included both. These two are right next to each other in Halika for a reason. For weeks, I couldn't decipher what was the difference between these two songs, so I kind of made a pact that I have to listen to them together anyways. This album specifically makes me question what the main demographic of Sweet Trip was like in the 90s. Music today is just a lot of wannabes who want to sound like music from the past. But Sweet Trip was music of the future. They not only included shoegaze elements, but also so many different techno-electronic overlays on top that you can't even begin to wonder how that's possible doing analog. Now, they're still making music today, and I do recommend you listen to their entire discography to fully understand their evolution from the 90s to 2020. 1. Now, this next one, you make sure to memorize every single lyric to, since every time it plays, you feel chills from the weight of what is being spoken about. Kudos to Carrie for opening up and being vulnerable. Only certain artists can do that and really make you listen. I'm not the type of person to necessarily listen to every lyric that's being spoken, but this song, I couldn't help but hear what Carrie had to say. Now, this is the song you are now forced to play at home and listen to because clubs have been closed for 5 months.
It's been 9.
9. This song has elements of anime. It makes you think if only this was the actual theme song to your favorite anime. Now, this next one is that song you're afraid to assign a genre. Not only do we get this reggae sounding backbeat, but these whirls and whooshes, whooshy of sounds that takes you back to the times of carnivals. And then you realize this song came out right at the turn of the millennium. How? How could they have these such digi sounding beats? And this is the type of music you're trying to create right now. Yet you realize these artists can actually play their music live for a huge audience. well, you're just still stuck using your DAW and having no clue what to do. This next one is that song from the video game that you actually never played because you're not a gamer at all. But luckily, someone who loves watching Donkey and reads every single dialogue box in the game shared it with me. This song only encouraged me to listen to more chiptunes, and if you have yet to dive into the 8-bit chiptune hole, then here are the following steps you need to take. Number 1, watch Reformat the Planet. Number 2, connect your Tamagotchi to your computer and use the sounds to form a song. Now the last pick of this seemingly playlist, but that's not what I'm going for, list is that song that you can't pronounce and you can't understand the lyrics, but you don't want to come off as naive to the Russians.